We have a massive New York Knicks trade update, as Knicks fans now know that Leon Rose has been on the phones trying to make a trade ahead of the NBA trade deadline that's a week away, mainly involving Jericho Sims. But now, according to a new report, the Knicks are targeting a three-point sniper who would be perfect for the team and who, through Leon Rose's connections, the Knicks might be able to get a steal of a trade done. And we're going to break down how the Knicks can do this. We have a lot to talk about, so we're going to jump right in. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Knicks Digest. It's Chris here. And if you guys are part of the 67% of subscribers, or 67% of viewers who are not subscribed, make sure to become one of those subscribers. We have a bunch of fun content like live streams that are a great time. We got TikToks, YouTube Shorts, a bunch of fun videos. We report on all Knicks injury updates, trade reports, rumors. I know there's been a lot of trade rumors, but that's the time of year it is right now. We're a week ahead from the trade deadline, I promise. Once we pass that week, we'll get into other topics as well more often. But we have to talk about something massive today, which is the fact that the New York Knicks have been reported to be targeting a guy who would help this team in so many ways. I would love this move for the New York Knicks so much. Taking a look at it, Michael Scotto revealed that in light of Philadelphia's struggles, teams across the league have reached out to see if the Philadelphia 76ers would consider selling off players such as Caleb Martin, Kelly Oubre Jr., Guerschon Yabusele, Andre Drummond, and Eric Gordon. Now, if you guys were watching the intro and looked at it, you would know who's coming right here. Several teams have expressed interest in trading for Guerschon Yabusele, including the Boston Celtics, New York Knicks, and Denver Nuggets, along with some other teams. Basically, if you're a contending team and you have a way to trade for Guerschon Yabusele, you will be interested, and the New York Knicks are right there with any other team. We all know the Knicks are having a shortage on wings and forwards, and though Guerschon isn't exactly a wing and is more of a big man, he could play that 4 spot, he could play the 5, he can play the 3 because the way he shoots. It would give the Knicks a ton of versatility and more three-point shooting, good defense, and great passing, very underrated passing by Guerschon Yabusele. He would be the perfect fit for the New York Knicks, and the Knicks might be able to get this trade done for pretty cheap. Now, as I mentioned, he's a very good passer. And mentioned right here, Guerschon Yabusele's passing chops make him a terrific fit with any potential perimeter players who are good cutters. The Sixers have another one of those in Justin Edwards, which could make Yabusele even more expendable, which would make things very, very interesting very quickly if the New York Knicks can find a way to acquire Guerschon Yabusele. The Knicks have an elite cutter in OG Anunoby, and make sure to stay tuned because OG Anunoby is going to come back up later in this video, guys. But right now, when talking about everything, Guerschon is a guy who would fit with this New York Knicks team perfectly with the ability from OG to cut from the corner. He's one of the better cutters in basketball. It's very underrated. Guerschon's got great passing. It gives the Knicks a little more playmaking out of their front court, which Karl-Anthony Towns is great at. But outside of that, and Josh Hart, who it's hard to say if he's in the front court or the back court. That man's really just all over the place. But taking a look at those guys, it gives the Knicks a guy off the bench who fills in beautifully for Josh Hart and OG Anunoby specifically, who could give them more of a rest so they don't have to be playing these 40-minute per night games, even though those are kind of going by the wayside as Tom Thibodeau has expanded this rotation to 9 guys. Now, let's take a look at Yabusele's numbers, because this is why it's going to be a perfect fit for the team. He puts up 10.4 points per game, 5.5 rebounds, and 2 assists. He gets nearly a steal per game. He shoots well, 50% from the field, 39% from 3, and my favorite, 42% from the corner 3. The Knicks shoot a ton of corner 3s, and half of his shots are 3s. We would see his percentage go up from 3-point in general, because out of those 50% of shots that he takes that are 3s, more of them, a higher percentage of them on the Knicks will be corner 3s, where he is at his best on the perimeter. So it would lead to more corner 3s, and having a guy like Yabusele maybe on the front, maybe on the strong side wing, while you have OG Anunoby in that strong side corner position, Yabusele would be able to find OG on back cuts, and he could even go out to that corner to where you have Mikal on the weak side corner wing, and then you just have this awesome duo in the corner with an Anunoby cut. He could pass it off, kick it back out. The Knicks can keep the ball movement going. Yabusele's a willing passer, a very fundamental player. He was very, very great for France. That's what got him back in the NBA after a long, extended period of time not being in the NBA. After spending 2 seasons with the Boston Celtics, he went back to France, where he played on the national team, and the man turned heads, and the 76ers took a chance on him, and it worked out beautifully. Darielle actually has a video on Knicks Digest talking about how the Knicks missed out on an opportunity to sign him, and I'll be honest, I was like, I mean, sure, maybe he's going to matter. I don't really think he's going to do much or play much on the 76ers. I was dead wrong on Guerschon. Now I look at him, and I want the New York Knicks to pull off a trade for Guerschon Yabusele if they can. Now, here's the thing about Yabusele. He makes $2 million on the minimum. I think we know who else makes $2 million based off my 55 videos on him. Jericho Sims makes $2 million. I don't have to put the fans proposed trade up. You guys know where I'm going with this. If I'm the Knicks, I would seriously consider giving Jericho Sims like 3 second-round picks for Yabusele. Yes, Sims doesn't matter to the 76ers. They have a few big men. They have Andre Drummond when Joel Embiid usually doesn't play. But he's just salary filler, so they can get 3 second-rounders for a guy they gave a minimum to, and then could also go ahead and try to sign soon after. Once again, Yabusele is a guy hitting free agency, and he's going to get a nice little payday. He'll probably get around a mid-level exception, which is at $12.9 million. So, Yabu is going to be in for a payday, and the Knicks are not going to be able to sign him over the offseason. So this would be a rental. This would be saying by the New York Knicks, we think we can win the NBA Finals this season. If we give you Jericho Sims and 3 second-rounders, we want this Guerschon Yabusele rental for a few months before he signs elsewhere with a team that is in a bit better of a cap situation than the Knicks are as we stand. Now, something else is interesting here. When we look at Guerschon Yabusele, you go up to the blue area where it says Philadelphia 76ers, his age, his country, his experience, his draft, and then agents. His agent is Andrew Morrison, who, if you look here right after that, CAA Sports. Not Jericho. Leon Rose ran CAA Sports and was a super agent for them before becoming the president of basketball operations for the New York Knicks. He's directly, and I mean directly, connected to Mr. Andrew Morrison right here. They know each other. Leon Rose's son still works for CAA, Sam Rose. Now, who else is represented by Andrew Morrison, you might ask? Well, look at the top. Not Trae Young, right below him. OG Anunoby. I said his name was going to come back up. There it is. OG Anunoby is represented by the same agent as Guerschon Yabusele, meaning there's already a connection built in there through CAA, who OG's very tight with, and everything just feels like a perfect storm that if the Knicks really play their cards right and can beat out other offers for Guerschon Yabusele, and I could see the Denver Nuggets, because they could use that Dario Saric contract and not only free up a little bit of money, but also bring in a guy who fits them better in Guerschon. I could see the Nuggets offering the 76ers some sort of heavily protected first rounder that turns into 2 second rounders if they want to land Guerschon, and that would probably be a better deal than what the Knicks can offer. And the Celtics as well want to offer money, but it's a matter of, do the 76ers want to take back Jaden Springer's $4.1 million contract? If the Sixers don't care, then that's problematic for the New York Knicks. If they do care, then that's better for the Knicks. The Knicks are going to be at a war here to get this guy. It's going to be a bidding war, and the Knicks should be ready to offer a lot of those second-round picks that they acquired. They acquired 5 second-round picks in the draft for that 26th overall pick. First of all, it's a good trade. The 26th overall pick and second-round picks are not much different if we're being honest. But outside of that, you look at where the Knicks are at. They trade some of those, land Guerschon on a rental. It just helps the Knicks win games, no doubt about it. And Leon Rose is the guy who could pull this off because of the fact that at the end of the day, that man still has all those CAA connections. I will say, I'm not going to lie, it's going to be difficult. To acquire a guy from the Philadelphia 76ers is not going to be easy. You know that Daryl Morey does not like making trades within his conference, let alone his division. But when he has to, he will. We saw this happen with the Atlantic Division. We've seen multiple different blockbuster trades happen, whether it's the New York Knicks acquiring Mikal Bridges from the Brooklyn Nets, whether it's the Philadelphia 76ers acquiring James Harden for Ben Simmons in the trade with the Brooklyn Nets. Like, given these have involved the Nets, and the Nets are hardly even an NBA team, I actually don't even know if they still are. We should probably check in on that one. But, like, where the Knicks are at right now, they should be willing to give a lot for Guerschon Yabusele. I think it makes a ton of sense. But, guys, I want to hear from you guys. I think this is a perfect move, personally. If you disagree with me, comment down below. If you agree with me, let me know why. So, like this video, subscribe, turn on post notifications. Again, I know we do a lot of trade videos. It's not lost on me that you guys are getting sick of them. But most of the stories right now for the Knicks are trade rumors because it's the trade deadline. This is what happens on the trade deadline. I'm trying to mix some other stuff in. I do have some other videos coming out. The main stories right now are Mitchell Robinson and the trade deadline, though. I promise I'll find other stuff if you guys are getting sick of this, which I can understand if you are. Regardless, thank you for always tuning in. I appreciate the 11K subscribers. We're getting to 13K by the playoffs, hell or high water, I believe. Guys, have a great day and go Knicks.